Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. This week I want to focus on something we seldom do, actually, and that's aspects of our ministry. I want to focus on our participation in Aliyah, that is, helping Jews back to the land. There were some 24,000 Jews in the land in 1948. There are over 6 million, 6.5 million that are there today, and it's primarily as a result of immigration. We've been involved in this heavily for over 20 years. Matter of fact, we've been privileged to participate in some 80,000 Jewish immigrants coming out of the former Soviet Union during the 90s and the 2000s. But I just received a note from our contact man on the ground, and I want to just share a portion of it with you, just a couple of paragraphs, because it speaks of the dire need, the hopelessness that so many of the people face there. And this is from two of the people that are operators on the ground. We're quite worried about the situation in Lugansk. Now that's eastern Ukraine, Lugansk. I think the difficult matter is that uncertainty increases again. That's because the Russians are in eastern Ukraine, and the Jews are under suspect, as usual. And we've focused on the Ukraine and France more recently because of the increased anti-Semitism in these regions. Many Jews do escape, but Lena and Igor are our contact people on the ground. Many Jews do escape, but Lena and Igor experience that many old ones in very, very sad situations just do not move anymore. They don't move anymore. They're totally lethargic and just stay and wait and suffer in cold flats or huts or hovels. Many flats have windows destroyed, etc., but they stay. They have no place to go. They have settled into a hopeless end. The refugee camp is filled, and many fly out of Dnipro. That's west central Ukraine. There is more support needed, and especially since the time between leaving and the separatist region and getting a visa to Israel is too long. Much too long, sometimes up to 2 or 3 months. Only in a few cases is it just a month. Here we need to pray. And we are praying. We're praying and believing that God will enable us financially and by active participation in the Aliyah efforts. This is something that God has promised. It's a privilege to be a part of what God has indeed prophesied and promised for the Jewish people. For example, in Amos chapter 9, verse 14, God says, "I will bring back my exiled people, Israel. They will rebuild the ruined cities, and they'll live in them. They will plant vineyards and drink their wine. They'll make gardens and eat their fruit. I will," God says, "I will plant Israel in their own land, never again to be uprooted from the land that I have given them, says Yahweh, your God." Now that is a promise that God is fulfilling and will continue to fulfill. And there is a very prominent place for Gentiles to have in this Aliyah effort. For example, in Isaiah chapter 49, verse 22, God says, "See, I will beckon to the Gentiles. I will lift up my banner to the peoples, and they," who? The Gentiles, "and they will bring your sons in their arms and carry your daughters on their shoulders." There is a prominent role that Gentiles have in the Aliyah efforts of bringing Jews back to Israel. We're privileged to be a part of that, and I want to encourage you to prayerfully consider in this season of giving and thanksgiving, that you prayerfully consider a substantial gift toward helping these Jews who are living in hopeless conditions, hopelessly, simply waiting to die, really, in their condition, and winter's coming on. But if you'd prayerfully consider a substantial financial gift for Aliyah, you can do it by hitting the donate button here right on this video, or you can go to our website, thejerusalemconnection.us. But be a part of this. Be a part of this God-ordained effort. The Gentiles can be a part of this. And God will bless you, I'm sure. Till next week, Od Ki Yavo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Yivarech Yahweh. Yahweh bless you, bless those you love, and bless those who love you.